So we can call it with, let's say, result. We'll define it in a result is going to be, let's say, it's, you can add it up with, you can close this result and say it's, call the function Celsius to Fahrenheit. Celsius to Fahrenheit. Call that function. Pass the temperature in Celsius and add it to this particular string. Since this is going to return a float or an integer or something like that, which means you need to convert it into a string using the strBIF. Add it along with another string. Let's say that it is this many degrees Celsius. So I can say over here degree Fahrenheit, degree Fahrenheit, right? So it's str Celsius. So we're calling this particular function Celsius to Fahrenheit within temperature, right? And then of course whatever is the result, I'm going to return that result. So I'm going to return the result, whatever be the result. Okay, now I'll save this, run this. Okay, oops, sorry. Okay, I need to put this plus outside this, it's right. Okay, so I'm going to say, I'm just going to call the function, let's say, temperature. I call the function temperature and I pass, let's say I pass temperature of 25. What does it say? It's 77.0 degree Fahrenheit. What happened is it called this function temperature. In this function there was another function defined. In the result we call this particular function Celsius to Fahrenheit and we passed the degree Fahrenheit, right? And then we returned whatever is this result that we had created, which was a final string. Hope you understood this. With this, we have understood how to define a function within a function. Now comes something interesting. So we have seen function as an object. We then saw function in a function or defined in a function. Now we are going to see how function is passed as parameter. How we can pass this function as a parameter to a function. Can a function be passed in a function? That's what we're going to check. Alright? Alright, so this part of the code we can now remove it. We don't need it for now. So we can remove it, or let me comment it better. That's going to be better. Let's say I comment this out. Right? So after commenting it, now I'll deal with the function that we defined earlier. Okay, so I'm going to define, let me define a function, a simple function, let's say def g. The function says print, hi, it's me, g, right? Then you have def f, let f be another function this time. But in f, let's say you are allowed to pass a parameter, but that parameter that you're going to pass is going to be a function. Of course, writing func does not mean that whoever passes it is going to pass a function. But we are writing this function in such a way that we are expecting the caller to send a function. We are expecting the caller to send a function. Let's say print, hi, it's me f, right? It's me f. And then he prints, I am going to call the function which you passed as parameter to me, right? And then call that function, right? Okay, so that means how will the calling happen? Let's say in the main file, so I have if underscore underscore name underscore underscore is equal to underscore underscore main underscore underscore, right? That means the main code which is going to call, it's going to call function f. But in function f, you have to pass a particular function. And let's say at this time I call function f, but I pass function g. I call function f, but I pass function g as parameter. Now let's see what happens. Run it out. Let's say, hi, it's me f. I'm going to call the function which you pass as parameter to me. And when it called function, the function that was passed was g, which means it called g. It says, hi, it's me g. So when you called func func, the func was nothing but, if you remember, I had taught you in the SUCC and the SUCCESSOR that func and g are the two names for the same function now. Hope you got the point, right? So now we have passed a function within a function. All right. Let's say you are not that happy with the output and you want something else. Okay. Let's say something like this. I wanted to know, when I said you have called func, but when you called func, you wanted that, it should print. Because see over here, when I'm going to say I'm going to call the function which you passed as parameter to me. What is the function that has been passed as parameter? What is the function that has been called? Func. The func function has been called. So over here, when you enter here, you know that a func is going to be called. Func is going to be called. But no, I wanted to know, I want to print over here the actual name of the function that is g. I wanted the actual name of the function somewhere within this. How can I do that? I can do that, by saying I'm going to call the function you passed as parameter to me, which is called as func. But this is not what I wanted. I wanted the actual name of the function. So I'm going to print, okay, or let me print it after calling the function so that, we can see that. The actual name of the function is, what? Function dot, whatever is the function, dot, underscore name, underscore, close it out, right? Sorry, don't put parentheses, underscore name. That's it. Function f5, okay. What does it say? Hi, it's me f. I'm going to call the function which you passed as parameter to me, which is called func. And then you call the function that is func. When you called it, it printed, hi, it's me g. Then it came back. When it came back, it said printed. The actual name of the function is what? Is g, right? So, hope you understood what a function within a function is happening. All right. We'll understand it with one more function or with one more example.